What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you don't miss any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping into more of the X-Men with X-Force Annual Issue number 1. If you have not been keeping up with the X-Men or X-Force, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything that has been going on with this ongoing series. With the story picking up after the events of the 10 deaths and 10 lives of Wolverine, Logan is back with the X-Force. And right now, they're about to do a mission. This mission is leading them to an Orchis facility that they believe has been stealing all of their flowers, hoping to do a reverse engineering and steal this from MUTANTKInd. Beast is sending them out on this mission to retrieve any stolen property. Be sure to buy the comics, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we pick up with this issue, we are picking up at Beast's lab, the Point Krakoa. And currently X-Force is 15 minutes out from their location. They are outside of the communication radius, so they have to wait for Forge to chime in, let them know that X-Force has completed their mission. Sage does have to ask the question, are you sure about this? Because this mission, it seems a little bit off. It seems a little bit convoluted, especially for Orchis. This doesn't seem like their MO, and so she has to question, are we sure about this? Beast letting her know that I trust you to do your job, trust me to do mine. As he hangs up with her, Sage makes a phone call. This phone call was to Emma Frost. And that's because Emma Frost told her that you should call me if Beast ever starts to act a little bit odd or different. With this being the case, Emma Frost makes her way to Beast's lab. Skipping over all of the pleasantries, Beast asks why she is here, and she really is only here to talk. She turns into her diamond form to give him a little bit of comfort that she isn't trying to read his mind. Jumping straight to the fact, she let it be known that she's heard through the grapevine that Beast has sent his team to retrieve some stolen Krakoan flowers. Emma Frost finds this very interesting because this is the first time that she has heard about stolen Krakoan flowers. But Beast lets her know that this really isn't a council matter, and it's also not in your jurisdiction. You are no longer in charge of the Hellfire trading, telling her that she really has no reason to be concerned. Emma Frost telling him that really he can cut the crap, that he has been left to his own devices for far too long. And while this is still her former company, this is still her project. And so she wants to make sure everything is being done the right way. She is going to sit right here until X-Force returns. Especially after everything that happened at the Hellfire Gala. Their little heart-to-heart that they had. She is never leaving without clear answers again. Asking where is X-Force? They are currently over the skies of Ethiopia. They are headed to a volcano layer of Orchis. We have Wolverine, Domino, and KID OMEGA. This is a smash and grab mission. Get in, get the Krakoan flowers, and get out. If Beast information can be trusted, that means they are reverse engineering these flowers, and so far they are succeeding at doing so. With our 3 mutants jumping into the fight, they land cliffside, they are able to blow through the wall. As they get into the facility, KID OMEGA does a scan, and what he finds is nothing. No traces of people, no traces of any life whatsoever, not even plant life. As they make their way through this facility, this is where we see KID OMEGA quickly get grabbed. A bunch of robot hands all over his body, bringing him into the wall and it closing behind him. Our X-Force team is quickly learning that this was all a trap, with doors shutting behind them, a magnet being turned on. Wolverine is stuck to the ceiling, and while he is stuck here, these robots, they begin testing on his body. Domino goes to make a run for it, and this is where she finds herself in a room with 4 domino pieces. our team has quickly learned that this is no lab. It is all a trap. It is a trap designed for each of them specifically. Domino not really sure what can happen here. She can only trust in her mutant ability, take that step, and see what happens. With all three of these individual trials underway, this is something that has been months in the making. Orchis has been working on this facility, designed it for these three specifically, knowing X-Force would be sent out. But the goal here is not to kill them, not yet at least. The goal is to test all of their abilities, because what they want to do is eradicate mutant kind. To do so, they need the research, the studying, to know how to truly combat them. And they need to see this in real time. They need to see the limits of their abilities, especially KID Omega, believing that he is the key to everything. Taking us back to Emma Frost and Beast. Beast is trying to figure out how Emma Frost heard about all of this information. Because if X-Force is actually doing its job, Emma Frost shouldn't have heard anything. This leading him to wonder where she is getting this information. Emma Frost letting him know that they have known each other for a very long time. And after what he said at the Hellfire Gala, after he said that he would be that bastard, how he keeps insisting that he is doing all of this for Krakoa, for mutant kind, that he gets his hands dirty in the defense of this nation, confirming his suspicions, saying that yes, she was called because he is seeming off. And when she dug a little bit deeper into it, checking with the Marauders, they never had a shipment of flowers stolen, and so confirming this, Emma Frost now needs to know why X-Force was sent out to begin with. Picking us up at our Orchis volcano layer, they are currently testing the abilities and testing all kinds of frequencies on KID Omega. Using a cognitive sound trigger test, they boost up the speakers in the room, and if this works out properly, they might have an actual weapon against telepaths, going from 20 to 50,000 hertz. These sound frequencies are tuned to elicit synaptic memory responses. This makes KID Omega drop down to his knees. He begins to see visions. He has been completely taken off the board as they continue to poke and prod Wolverine, seeing how his healing ability works on different parts of his body, seeing if there is any weakness, seeing how long it takes exactly. We also see Domino. Orchis truly doesn't understand how luck could be quantifiable. This makes her the most difficult subject to observe, dropping her into a vat. There is 4 options for her to fall in, her mutant ability making her fall into the one that is the least dangerous. Regardless of that, the glass should be melting anytime soon. But when it comes to Domino, Orchis is truly out of their league, because when it comes to her ability, it looks different every single time. Sometimes she doesn't even know how it will show up. The truth is, you can't cheat luck. This is where we see the volcano, it begins erupting. And while for many people, this would be the unluckiest thing in the world, for Domino, this is her mutant ability kicking in. Because when a volcano erupts, it creates an electromagnetic signal. And sometimes, just sometimes, the magnetic field, it can flip. This is exactly what we see happen, and Wolverine is let loose. Being free of the magnet, they can't believe that this is even possible. This shouldn't be happening, but with Domino's ability, anything is possible. Wolverine falling through the floor, he lands right in the control center. Looking at everything that they are doing, he finds out that Orchis is located the Omega frequency, that they are testing a way to permanently debilitate psychics. Running into the other room, trying to save KID Omega, Wolverine is cutting his way through robots. Taking us back to Krakoa, Emma Frost is asking the question, what is really going on? What are you up to? This is more of a rhetorical question though, because Emma Frost has already figured out what's going on. Orchis set up a trap. Beast made up an excuse for X-Force to go. He wants the results of this test as much as anybody else, because what Beast is trying to do is get the information that Orchis also has, believing that if they have this information, if they do this testing, then we should have the results just as much as them. He sent X-Force on a suicide mission. What Emma Frost wants more than anything is for Beast to own up what he's been doing. He wants to be the puppet master. He is doing all of this for his own benefit. What Emma Frost wants from him is for him to stop acting like he is doing this for everyone else's benefit. Really, Emma Frost is just calling him out, saying that you have been going about this whole Defender Act for so long. Nobody believes you anymore. After everything you have done, everything that people have been watching you do, can you really believe that you are out here doing the benefit of Krakoa? Picking back up with Wolverine, he has broken down the wall to KID Omega, turning off the frequency. He gets him up to his feet. They go to rescue Domino. To do this, Wolverine throws down one of the robots. She is able to tinker with it just for a moment. It turns on its thrusters and she is shot up the tube. Now all of them back together. They know that this was a trap, that there was never any kind of flowers here. Wolverine telling everybody that they need to get it together, because if they die here, the information that they carry, it will never get back to the mutants. They will never know what Orchis has been up to here. They will not know that they are creating a weapon to take down any telepath. Headed to the machine's core to grab any information that they have gathered from this. They grab hold of it and they make their escape, with KID Omega forming a bubble around them. They head out of the facility as it all comes crashing down. And while this facility has fallen apart, this was not a failure for Orchis. They didn't get their full test results, but they got a lot of results regardless. It clarified some questions for them, but it also gave them so much more. Now they just will rebuild this facility and they will try again. Getting in communication with Forge. Forge lets Beast know that X-Force has made it out safely, with X-Force making their survival. Emma Frost really doesn't have anything to work with now, but she lets Beast know, stop pretending that you are the most clever in the room, because the truth is, there are many individuals that read you for who you are. Our X-Force linking up with Beast and letting him know that they got the core information, that it was all a trap. KID Omega is about to ask the question, did you set us up? Did you know that this was all a trap? But he hesitates, he stops himself. He says, mission accomplished, we got the core, X-Force out. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm super glad we're getting back into some X-Force stuff, especially when it comes to Beast, because we're not really sure what's going on with Beast. He likes to play as the individual that will do anything and sacrifice anyone if it means the saving of Krakoa, of mutant kind. But the truth is, it seems like he has more selfish endeavors, and Emma Frost is able to read him like a freaking book. KID Omega is also starting to pick up that Beast may not be on their side. The X-Force more or less should have had the intel on knowing that this was a trap. This shouldn't have been a surprise to anybody. And the fact that Beast was surprised, quote unquote, this makes Quentin really start to question everything about X-Force. And if you have someone like KID Omega that is starting to question the head of X-Force, then you got a very, very big problem. I think my most favorite part of this issue was Domino, because at times she's not even really sure how her ability works. She just gets lucky. That's all it comes down to. And no matter how much you study this, no matter how much you observe this, you're never gonna figure out how to really counteract the ability to be lucky, for the impossible to happen and turn the battle to your favor. That's what makes Domino and individuals with luck-based mutant abilities some of the most precious things mutant kind could ever have. It's kind of like battle meditation for Jedis. The opportunity to truly change everything going on in a fight when you are losing at every turn. someone like Domino put onto the battlefield, it could change everything in an instant. From guns jamming to engines failing, people tripping, volcanoes erupting. It is literally an endless possibility. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by hitting the super thanks button. This button will let you donate directly to the channel, and every little bit helps us out tremendously. If you can't do that, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.